I think men are better than women.
She's kidding.
No, I'm not. They provide for us, and we must obey them because they are our master.
A naive sort of feminism that insists that women prove their ability to do all the things that men do. This is a distortion and a travesty. Men have never sought to prove that they can do all the things women do. Why subject women to purely masculine criteria? Women can and ought to be judged by the criteria of femininity, for it is in their femininity that they participate in the human race, and femininity has its limitations. So has masculinity.
You guys know about Tradwives? Okay, so there's a whole pool of women now who I wouldn't call them right-wing, but they're a right-wing adjacent. You know, there are women out there now that are tradwives. They're traditional housewives. They're all hot and they're all like, I cook every meal for my man, and the minute he gets home, I just want to please him. Some of you women out there watching this are like, OMG, I'm a tradwife. They're usually all beautiful, and it's giving 50s housewife aesthetic. In the kitchen, meal prepping, maybe making a casserole, baking. They're traditional housewives. They're very modern and very attractive.
Meet Nara Smith, model, wife of Lucky Bluesmith, and Mormon influencer. You've probably seen Nara on your FYP making cereal from scratch or documenting her family life in glamorous outfits, and those videos have gained her over 2 million TikTok followers. The 22-year-old model first achieved fame for being married to Lucky Bluesmith, a model who's been in high-profile campaigns such as this Tom Ford ad with Lady Gaga. They have 2 kids, Rumble Honey and Slim Easy, plus Gravity, Lucky Blue's daughter from a previous marriage. However, every now and again Nara does reference her Mormon faith, such as starting off the day by reading her morning scriptures. Many social media users are angry about a mixed-race model promoting a church that has historically enslaved and excluded Black people. There's even a rumor that Nara is spreading Mormon propaganda, as some have likened her posts to these images from the 1950s. However, others argue that some Mormons are more liberal than others, and that true feminism is allowing Nara to be a tradwife if that's what she wants. Nara isn't the first Mormon tradwife to go viral. Hannah Nealman from the Ballerina Farm TikTok account posts similar content about living on a farm with her 8 children, but gained controversy after it was revealed that her husband is a multi-millionaire. So what do you think? Is the backlash to Mormon influencers justified?
Oh no, my friend. The OG tradwife was a much older lady. She was not young or beautiful at all, and she's been doing this for decades. And I will not tell you her name nor her platform because fuck that lady. This lady has been blogging tradwife content for a long time. She is who taught a lot of younger tradwives. And like, this is something from her website or her blog that went viral on Facebook, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago. She is not young and thin. She does not make aesthetically pleasing videos. She is not a social media guru. She is an old fundy lady that teaches this to young women.
This morning I asked my toddlers what they wanted for breakfast, and they both said cereal. So cereal it was, and we got started right away.
Have you ever asked yourself why it is that tradwives and other conservative female influencers who promote traditional gender roles have all the time in the world to make cereal from scratch, but somehow never seem to record themselves doing essential domestic labor like vacuuming, trying to get a particularly nasty stain out of a shirt, or scrubbing a toilet? When they are performing labor in these videos, it's always something that, strictly speaking, is unnecessary, and they are doing it the hardest way possible. Because the answer is that it is for show. It is all a performance. In his remarkably prescient 1899 book, The Theory of the Leisure Class, Thorsten Veblen coined the terms conspicuous consumption and conspicuous leisure, suggesting that those with wealth and power, no longer having any economic production to contribute themselves, instead contribute to the production and consumption of leisure. And those consumption practices, those leisure activities, are conspicuous precisely because that is how the leisure class signals their difference from the working class, signals their exceptionality and their superiority. They're not better than us because they can make their children cereal from scratch. They're better than us because they are so wealthy and well off that they have nothing more important to worry about. And if we were to ever see tradwives perform essential productive domestic labor, or see their husbands perform any domestic labor at all, that would, in fact, mark them as failures as tradwives. As Veblen wrote in 1899, again, he could have written it yesterday, application to productive labor is a mark of poverty and subjection. It becomes inconsistent with a reputable standing in the community. Because these videos are not instructional, they are maybe inspirational, but they are always performative. This is not real labor, this is symbolic labor. It is nothing more than social signaling that this woman and her family belong to the leisure class. And it is also how she builds and signals her value if you are the sort of person who operates within an exchange economy that assigns high and low value to human beings. Because her value to her husband is not in her ability to care for the home or care for the children, right? Anyone who is able to engage in this level of conspicuous leisure has somebody that they are paying to do all of those things. No, her value is instead in her ability to perform the role of trophy wife, and to be the ultimate realization and personification of her husband's socioeconomic prowess. Because tradwives are conspicuous consumers, yes, but it is the audience's consumption of tradwives that truly makes them valuable to their husbands.
I'm not on pause from a career. This is my career. I'm not wasting my college education, wasting my talent, or wasting my time. I don't long for a dream job or dream about the day I can go back to work. This is my dream job. This is the greatest work I will ever do.
This morning, my toddlers complained that they were starving, so I knew it was the perfect time to make my 5-hour sweet rolls. Quit your batching and roll with it, kids. Patience is a virtue. Unfortunately, my pH was healthy today, so we're just using store-bought yeast. But if you can hack it, I highly recommend brewing your own. You guys know how vanilla my husband is, so we're adding extra to this recipe, and no, I'm not happy about it. Anyway, who needs a diploma when you can have canola? Ever since my lobotomy, it's been hard to remember my frosting recipe, so I went to the recipe drawer and what a mess.
You should organize these. Try the ice scanner app.
Who are you?
I'm you, pre-lobotomy. Good luck.
So I took a Vyvanse and organized the documents into iScanner. What a breeze. Now I have my frosting recipe handy at a moment's notice. Oh wow, this frosting recipe is so creamy, rich, and glassy. Thanks, iScanner. Finally, my children were able to indulge in their 7 p.m. breakfast.
The Tradwife belongs to TikTok's Mamasphere, the corner of the app where mothers and wives post content related to cooking, relationships, and parenting. The Tradwife will post content centered around domestic life, sharing aesthetic vlogs, preparing a meal for her children with the ingredients often made from scratch, or cleaning the house, sometimes with homemade cleaning supplies. But there is an important distinction to be made here. Tradwife is not an online aesthetic. It is not a type of content creator, and it is not a stay-at-home mom who likes to cook for her family. Tradwife is an ideology rooted in white supremacy. It is Nazi propaganda. And though tradwives claim to be empowered by this lifestyle, its core values are deeply anti-feminist. Assistant professor of anthropology at Elon University, Devin Proctor notes, quote, "Tradwives promote traditional gender roles in family life, wherein the man provides for and protects the family, and the woman has children and takes care of the family's needs. Tradwives believe that the place of the woman is in the home, justifying this perspective through various political, religious, and personal beliefs. By embracing traditional principles, tradwives claim that opting for a more conventional path in marriage does not diminish their rights." The recent popularity of TikTokers like Nara Smith has created both increased interest in the trad lifestyle and a misunderstanding of what a tradwife actually is.
I will not ever tell a man he can't do better or he won't find anyone like me, because he might find this girl. He might find himself a Nara Smith. He might find himself in a homemade bread, homemade cereal situation. And that's an upgrade, because, baby, I can't cook. I sure can't make homemade bread. So that's why when they're gone, they're gone. I don't care, baby. You might not find someone like me. I hope not. I hope not. You know why? Because we broke up.
I think it's been really interesting to see how shocked people are by the term tradwife and how they seem to think it's some new way of living, like it's some unprecedented new trend. Like, have you seen these millennial and Gen Z girls? They just want to be at home with their kids. They want to have husbands and they want to take care of their husbands. They want to cook and they want to clean and they want to wear dresses. It's insane. When in reality, it's literally like the oldest lifestyle in the book. Before this, they were just called stay-at-home moms, and before that, they were just called women. But now our society has gone so far in the feminist direction that anybody who wants to live like a little bit old school and a little bit like how women used to live is fringe, right? Like an extremist. And I just think about how so many of us, since we were little, we were raised in this kind of boss babe feminist society that told us you can be so much more than just a mom. You can be so much more than just a wife. And so many of us listened, and we, you know, tried to climb corporate ladders, and we boss babed so hard. Now, like, we're a little bit boss babed out. And some of us want to go a little bit more back to our roots, to our ancestors, to the women who came before us, and live a little bit more, you know, like they did. Call us crazy, but we like babies. We want to have babies. We want to spend the very few years that we have of them being little with them. We like cooking, we like running a home, we like supporting our husbands and having good marriages. And yes, we also appreciate cute dresses. The audacity. So call them tradwives, call them stay-at-home moms, call them whatever you want. But just know that no matter how much you try and push the career and the boss babe and the feminist lifestyle onto women, there will always be women who naturally want a more traditional lifestyle, just like the billions of women who came before us.
Number one rule as a tradwife, this is your duty as a wife. A man's home is his castle, so he should be treated as a king. He's working a stressful job, maybe working long hours, just so he can provide for you and the family. So he rightfully deserves peace. That being said, it's every wife's duty to appreciate her man and all his hard work. Show him how much you truly appreciate him, okay? He is your king, and you are his queen. That is your duty.